14-year-old Rachel Thompson started playing tennis when she was 7 years old.
I have two worlds, my personal world and my tennis world.
But those worlds came crashing down after a recent national team trip to El Salvador, where Rachel played under a new coach.
She felt that I did not deserve to be there, even though I earned my spot there.
The 14-year-old, who was 13 during the trip last month, was discouraged after she says her coach seemed to judge her on her plus-size appearance and not on her playing ability. Rachel was selected based on rankings by the BLTA, but she says comments were made about her weight.
Every day, she constantly made remarks about my weight, and she was insinuating things about my size, and she would make comments, and she would make it seem like she didn't say it. And one day, the first day I heard it, which is the first day of the tournament, I heard her say it under her breath.
With her parents by her side, Rachel, who has ambitions to play professionally, says the coach picked players for their matches who she perceived to be their strongest players. Even when the Bahamas was guaranteed not to be able to advance in the tournament, the coach still did not select Rachel to play, she says. That, coupled with the alleged comments about her weight, left Rachel confused about whether she was playing the right sport.
I was like, we order food more than we cook when we go away because we're in a hotel. And she whispered under her breath, I can see that.
The treatment on that trip left Rachel discouraged, and she didn't want to go back to practice. After finally confiding in her parents, she got back on the court.
I thought that sport wasn't for me and that I didn't really belong in the sport because that's how she made me feel. But I had support here in Nassau and in Freeport, and my parents talked to me and they brought my spirits back up, and I slowly started playing again.
The Nassau Guardian reached out to BLTA President Perry Newton Jr. as well as the coach for response. The coach directed us to the BLTA, saying she didn't wish to respond. Newton Jr. did respond to the Nassau Guardian, saying the matter was under investigation by the BLTA. In a phone interview, Newton Jr. described the allegations as out of character for the coach selected.
We're still looking into it, and to be honest, we just want to be able to support our players as best as possible. We want our players to strive. We want our players to be encouraged because, nobody can stop a dream.
Meanwhile, Rachel, a Grand Bahama resident, has bounced back and is in New Providence for the Spring Classic this weekend. She says support from her school, fellow tennis players, coaches, and parents has been phenomenal. She also has a new phrase to live by.
Sticks and stones can break my bones, but words will never hurt me. That's my new mantra.
Reporting for the Guardian News Network, I'm Jared Higgs.